Peter Sam's Prehistoric Discovery, written and told by Kiefer Adams. Toby had been busy for the last few days. Paleontologists and sightseers had come to Sodor to explore fossils high in the hills. Toby could never understand the work that went into it, but he was amazed with what they found. "What's that thing in the corner?" he asked his driver. It appeared to be a long, twisted white twig, sitting on a stand. "That's a mammoth tusk, Toby," replied his driver. "I think these paleontologists are finding mammoths and saber-toothed cats. They used to live on the earth a long time ago, just like dinosaurs." Toby was impressed. He was even more honoured when he got to take the tusk to the Sodor Museum. Before long, even the little engines, who saw the sightseers and the paleontologists on their travels, were very interested to see what would be discovered next. But none were more keen to know than Peter Sam. Rusty," he said one evening, "what is a mammoth?" Rusty chuckled. "Consider it like a hairy elephant," he replied. "Driver says they lived around a time called the Ice Age. I don't understand it myself." "Okay," said Peter Sam. "Then what's a saber-toothed cat?" "It's like a giant lion without a mane and fangs," said Rusty, hoping the description would help. But Peter Sam was still confused. Maybe this was something he can see for himself when he took the first train out the next day. The next morning, Peter Sam rushed into Crovansgate station with his train. Thomas had only just pulled up to the platform. "Are you going to Lakeside?" he asked. "I am," replied Peter Sam. "Why?" "I'd be careful if I were you," Thomas warned. "There's something big walking about." Peter Sam chuckled and tried to sound brave. "If it's a mammoth, Thomas, nice try," he said. "Driver says they died out a long time ago." Thomas rolled his eyes and chuckled. "Don't say I didn't warn you," he said, and he left the station with Annie and Clarabelle. Before long, the guard blew his whistle and even Peter Sam was off. But it would have been wise if he had listened to Thomas's warning. When Peter Sam arrived at Lakeside, his driver, fireman and the guard went to the refreshment lady's tea shop for a break. They even joked that this time Peter Sam would wait for them. As Peter Sam simmered happily, everything in Lakeside felt normal. The paddle steamer that took holidaymakers around the lake, some cars, some people bustling about, a gigantic woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth? Peter Sam stopped and noticed the tall, hairy elephant standing next to him. "Good heavens!" he cried. Peter Sam wanted to whistle for his crew. "Driver! Fireman, we got to go!" he wailed. Peter Sam's crew did not like being rushed, but before they could scold their engine, Peter Sam had hurried them back into the cab. "We've got to go! Mammoth!" he shouted. The crew noticed the beast, and before they could tell Peter Sam, he had scurried away without even listening. But I'm sorry to say, there was more to come. Peter Sam pulled into the transfer yards. He was feeling very shaken up. But there was worse to come. He looked up at a flatbed, which was meant for James to take away. On it was a large, ferocious, orange-coloured cat with huge fangs. Peter Sam remembered what Rusty had said and was horrified. Even more so, Mr. Percival, the Thing Controller, was examining it. "Sir, get away from the saber-toothed cat!" Peter Sam shouted. Mr. Percival turned round and was very surprised. "Are you all right, Peter Sam?" he asked. "There was a mammoth at Lakeside," Peter Sam whimpered, "and I thought that cat was going to eat you." Mr. Percival almost laughed. "Oh, Peter Sam," he said. "Thomas did say you'd get shaken up. The mammoth and the saber-toothed cat are going to be part of a special display for Ice Age creatures. After Toby and those paleontologists found the mammoth tusk, we had models of these animals brought over. Peter Sam felt very embarrassed. But at least he now knew why there was a mammoth and saber-toothed cat on the little railway. That evening, Sir Handel couldn't resist a tease. "You never learn, do you, Peter Sam?" he chuckled. "What's next, a ghost engine on a bridge?" Pull the other buffer, scared of some silly Ice Age creature models. Pah, you wouldn't see me getting so hot and bothered over that. Scar Lowy, who had also seen the models, gave a sharp shrill of his whistle, almost sounding like a mammoth trumpeting. "Horrors!" wailed Sir Handel, and he hurried out of the yard without a word. "Ho-ho-ho!" chuckled Peter Sam. "Who's afraid of Ice Age creatures now, Sir Handel?" When Sir Handel did manage to stop and realise what the noise had been, he remained respectfully silent.